In the discussion of ADHD, the topic of maintaining a work-life balance comes up from time to time. Uh, of course, this is a point of organization. Work-life balance, the idea of a workaholic comes to mind, someone who is so focused on his work that the family suffers, other things suffer, health suffers. And so in an ADHD discussion, once again, the focus is on being well organized. So in being well organized, I wanted to show you a tool that I have used for quite some time. Probably 35 years ago, I learned about this pie chart. And it goes something like this. If you look at this chart, you see that life in general is essentially divided into 6 areas. You can draw a circle on a piece of paper and draw 3 intersecting lines and do this rather quickly. You don't need a particularly colorful chart to look at. But imagine then, so looking at the chart, we have the 6 areas: spiritual, physical, financial, family, recreation, and career. And what I would suggest you do just to practice this is to, again, get out a piece of printer paper, draw a large circle on the paper, 3 intersecting lines, and label each of these wedges according to these 6 categories. And you're actually going to do this twice. The first time, you're going to ask yourself, what am I doing in each of these areas? And you generally write them down. And after you do that, then you look at what you've got. If, for instance, you've got a lot in your area of career and maybe very little in recreation, well, that may be because you're a medical student. And maybe that kind of imbalance is what you want at that phase of your life. On the other hand, let's say that you're 35 years old, you have the wife, children at home, the family's busy, then you would want to look at this and again see, what are we doing, what are we not doing, are we in balance? So then if you draw the circle again, and then for the second time, you want to ask the question, what do I want to do? This has to do now with bringing life into balance. What would I like each of these areas to look like going forward if my life were in balance? Now, you use your judgment, your priorities. Nobody gets to tell you what to do here. You're the captain of your ship. And so you get to decide these things. The point is, it becomes a useful tool. I'll tell you in my story my life story, that I have used this tool quite a bit. And once, about 15 years ago, I sat down to do it and realized that I've got more than 6 areas I need to look at. So I thought, well, I'm going to write each area then on its own piece of paper and then go from there. Well, by the time I was finishing listing things on individual pieces of paper, I had 11 pieces of paper. I didn't need to know any more in order to know that I've got way too much going on, and so what I actually did with that was a major reset. I joke around that I sold everything but the children, but it was a major downsizing. And one of the best things I ever did to bring my life from this overwhelming, almost chaotic, and definitely stressful lifestyle down to something that was manageable. Work, family, church. That's 3 categories. Here you see additional areas for recreation and financial management. And physical health. Is everything in balance? That is really what you want to ask yourself. So I enjoy talking about this because, again, this has been one of the most useful tools that I've used. Now, specifically then, getting back to this ADHD context, any tool that helps you organize your life is what you want to do. When you have ADHD, you do seem to need to put out more effort organizing yourself. Having said that, all very successful people are very well organized. So you don't have to have ADHD in order to find this tool really useful. I would suggest that you practice it. Maybe sit down with your spouse and look at the lives that you're living together. Use it as a tool for discussion. And then sit down and talk with the children about it. The children need to be taught that life should have a certain balance and that there are certain priorities. A family, for instance, that has several children and all of them want to play sports, well, that could be an overwhelming amount of what recreation. Let's talk about what that is. Is this recreation or is it something else? How do we need to think about this as a family in order to ensure that our family life is healthy and happy? So I'll leave it at that note. Hope you enjoy using this pie chart.